Greetings! So I have another video for you. This time I'm gonna be talking about some paints. I was recently sent this travel portable watercolor set of 25 colors from Fuumuui. If you saw my video earlier today, that's also the brand that sent me the brushes. I've tested out similar sets before, and I'm always interested in testing out more of these because I really like this format. I think in terms of having a travel set, this is pretty much on point. You get a really nice compact set that includes a water brush, a sponge, a mixing palette, and 25 colors. And when you sort of close it, everything is contained. So I feel like that makes it very suitable for traveling. And if you keep the little plastic box that it comes in, then you can just store it back in there if you want an extra layer of sort of security to keep your palette from opening in your bag. So first thing I did was to open up the palette, check it out. It's this, the system where you have multiple trays of paints, and the colors included on each tray are labeled at the far end of the tray. On the top you get a small sponge, on the side you can clip your water brush, and the very last tray is a mixing tray. Now in this case, when I got to the mixing tray, it was a bit dirty, but it was something very easy to clean up with a bit of water and a paper towel. The water brush is held very securely in the palette, which I thought was cool, and the little sponge is removable in the sense that it's held in place with Velcro, so you can remove it, wash it off, rinse it, and then put it back on your palette, which makes it a lot easier to maintain. So I painted some swatches to have a good reference for the colors, and then I did a quick drawing that I would also paint using the colors. I will show you the swatches at the end, so don't worry, you'll see all the colors painted. But for now, I'm just gonna showcase some pieces and moments while I was painting my sketch. I used the brushes they sent me also to paint, so it felt like a good idea. First observation that I saw is I started with painting the cat as a black cat, so I used the black from the palette to paint the cat, and I was really surprised to see just how smoothly and nice and even it went down. It looks a bit darker when it's wet, which was something that I was a bit concerned about, but it lightened just enough as it dried to make sure the features of the cat are not completely obscured by the paint. Then with the brushes, I was able to paint really fine details without any issue, like working out the highlights in the eye of this character. It went super smoothly with a really nice fine point of the brush. I kept on building up the colors, and I used the mixing palette extensively. It's a bit small in my opinion from my personal tastes, so I'd be curious to see if a similar palette but with two mixing trays could be an option. But I really like the mixing tray, and it was really easy to use and to mix on there and reuse my colors after. Everything we read really well and kept really well on the mixing palette. So I kept painting and adding colors to everything on this sketch. As you guys know, or as you guys can see, I'm an illustrator. Like, that's more my focus. So that's where I come from when I test out paints and brushes and paper and everything else. So I don't necessarily look out for layering capabilities or lifting capabilities. That's not something that, I really work with that often. Layering a bit more, but I very rarely lift out colors. And some would say that the way I paint is simple, and yeah, okay, sure, why not? But I was really happy with these colors. I thought the range was interesting, and they were really nice and vibrant, and they mixed well together, and they looked good on the paper, and I was able to really get everything I wanted from them. Plus, I really like the black from this set. It's a very interesting black paint for painting black cats. So here are the swatches. I tried to swatch them in the same locations as they are on the various trays in the palette. For the white, I placed down a bit of black paper and painted on top of the black paper. For every other color, it's painted directly on the paper in my sketchbook. So as you can see, it's an interesting selection of colors. We get 2 yellows, about 3 oranges, 2-3 reds, depending on if you count that sort of Bordeaux color in with the reds. Then we get a brown there, but also some browns at the end. We get 2 purples, 4 greens, 6 blues, 2 earth tones, and 1 black, and 1 white also. It's a bit of an odd layout with the 1 brown color between the reds and the purples, but overall it's very, it's a nice palette. You get some more natural blues, some more natural greens, and a nice selection of vibrant colors. And even if most of them are convenience colors, they're quite convenient and they come out of the pan really easily and very strongly. I had a lot of fun using them for my illustration. I feel like this is definitely something that I would use again for future illustrations. The colors are nice, they're vibrant, the set is well made. I can't really say about the water brush because I don't use water brushes really. So even if I tried it out, my opinion wouldn't be very helpful. But I like the mixing tray. I don't know if you noticed, but the mixing tray doesn't bead at all. Like the colors mix on it super nicely. And yeah, that's it. That's my opinion about these paints. I think this is a really fun set. It's really quite affordable right now at the time of making this video because it's on sale. Again, I'll have all the links in the description, all the info if you're curious or want to check it out further. This is a really fun set and a really interesting travel set, even if pigment info is not included. If you do sketchbook work while traveling, this is perfect. Let me know what you think of these sets. I know they've been around for a bit, so maybe you've tried a similar one, and I would love to know your thoughts. And thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!